Hey all, Luigi here with another video. Some of you may have seen my Season 1 video where I kind of just talk about all the things you need to know about Season 1. In today's video, I'm going to drill down into more detail on one of those topics, specifically around Stronghold and city captures, and some strategies around that, and how that all works, along with have some video for the Stronghold capture we did earlier today. So in terms of topics, I'm going to just talk about the professions and engineer and war leader and which of those talents are useful for these events. Then I'm going to just quickly run down the stronghold and city rules that I discussed previously, and then I'm going to talk about the actual capturing of the stronghold, things you should be aware of. I'm going to show some virus bombing, how to prepare for that, and how to actually execute the bombing and what that looks like. So hopefully you all enjoy and learn a thing or two in the video. So let's take a look at the professions. Some of the things. So as a war leader, there's a couple things that are pretty useful in terms of contributing to the success. One of them is team strike. So this is when you're participating or initiating rallies. It boosts all of your squad's damage. For all squads within the rally. So this can be useful, when you're fighting higher level opponents and you really need to initiate rallies in order to successfully knock people off and things like that. So this is a pretty nice talent to have there. Once you hit 40, which is you can see I'm not. The other good one is charge banner, and you can see that it basically just increases the attack of all bases in the range. So this will be a good one to have once I can get that. That's kind of like it in terms of war leader. For engineer, there's a couple things to point out. So for engineer, there is this talent called siege banner. So you get this at level 20, and you can see by reading it, it says set up a siege banner on an empty tile, increases the durability damage of allies whose bases are within the banner's range. So what the heck is durability damage? If you click on it, right, it says affects how much durability is lost when attacking targets with durability, such as player bases and cities with durability on the world map, right? So it says it doesn't apply to things without durability. So what that means is that this banner is useless against strongholds because strongholds do not have durability. And I'll just quickly show you here. Like here's a stronghold. The stronghold has no durability, but it is something that is useful for cities because cities have durability. And that's what this, 700 and what is it? 750,000 number is. That's the durability of the city. So you want to save those banners for cities and not use them on strongholds. And again, they also work because your base itself has durability. So that could be useful in things like capital wars, right? When you're attacking other people in the mud, the banners can be useful there as well. So I just wanted to quickly mention that with regards to the professions. And then also like next to that, right, you get added XP if you are an engineer and you go into siege inspiration. This is obviously like an optional thing to get. So those are the things that I just wanted to kind of point out in terms of things that are useful for the two professions. But there is, so both professions, whether you're a war leader or you're an engineer, this right-hand column is the same for both. So there are a couple of talents here that I want to mention and that can be useful. So one is the healing expert. This isn't huge, but I mean, you kind of need to take this to get to the virus dish. So I would say definitely get it anyway. And the virus dish, I think, is very useful in terms of being able to virus bomb. just giving you a quick and easy way to get to max stacks to become a bomb. I would only put, you only really need 1 point in this. And there are also other ways to become a bomb, so it's not like super necessary. But yeah, so those are the two I want to point out there in terms of the shared profession tree. I will mention like this one here that raises the limit on virus stacks. I it's not bad, not a bad thing to take. I just prefer to grab some of the other stuff in here as opposed to that. So that's kind of that's it in terms of the professions. And now let me just quickly rehash some of the city capture rules, right? With protections, when a city is attacked and defended, the city goes into protection for basically 6 days. It's like a week, right? So cities can only be attacked on Thursdays and Saturdays, and depending upon when it's attacked, the next time you'll be do it is like 6 days, after that initial attack. So that's quickly with the cities there. For strongholds, it's 36 hours, right? So strongholds, you can declare war on as many as you want per day. However, you are limited to only capturing 2 strongholds per day across all servers. So, so yeah, you can initiate attacking as many times as you want, but once you capture, you can only capture 2 a day. And once you capture a stronghold, it is under protection for 36 hours. So that's the way that works. And again, cities, you can only attack on Thursdays and Saturdays. So one of the things to consider, and of course, I guess what's worth mentioning since I'm talking about it. In order to attack a stronghold or a city, you need to occupy an adjacent tile to that. So okay, now that the basics are out of the way, in terms of when to attack, this kind of depends on what's best, because there's a case, right? You can say, oh, well, when is the opponent gonna be asleep? If the majority of people in an alliance that you're considering taking over, you might think that maybe it's a good time to do it when they're asleep, but you guys are awake. If you're in the same region, well, you also have to consider when you will have enough people online yourself in order to accomplish the goal. So, and the other thing you can do, which is especially later when you're contesting, some tens and some cities, and you're kind of really getting into in like deep into other servers, is thinking about alliances. So whether or not you have someone on your server that you're both have an outpost in a separate server and you're attacking together, you might want to coordinate with them. And if there's like a specific alliance you're targeting, you can both attack different things at different times, or at the same time, excuse me. And that kind of creates confusion for the people defending. Oh, which one do we defend, and so forth and so on. So that's definitely something you really want to consider. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in terms of the rules. Of course, there's limits. I guess I'll just super quick touch on this. You can have 4 cities on your server. You can have 4 cities across all other war zones, and the strongholds you can take on every war zone. You start off with the ability to capture 3, and for every city 1 through 5 that you take on that war zone increases your stronghold capture limit by 1. 6s increase it by 2, and again, those are war zone specific. And of course, you need an outpost on another war zone in order to attack, and you can have 4 outposts in the season. All right, that's everything to do with the cities in the stronghold rules. now I want to talk about bombing, virus bombing. So preparing for an attack on a server. And one of the things that you can do in season one is when you get to max stacks of the virus, you turn into a bomb, where after 30 seconds you explode. And once you explode, you pass virus stacks to buildings, bases adjacent to you in a certain area. And when you do explode, it does not create the same, ash that blocks bases from going in there. You actually just get knocked off, and it creates room for bases to port to exactly where that base was that exploded. So this morning we were working with some allies of ours to attack some strongholds on a different war zone. So you can see here in this video that Billy has 98 stacks of the virus. And right now we're in our war zone. So it's important to note that you can get as many virus stacks as you want, except becoming a bomb. So you can't get the max number of stacks before you port to another server. If you port to another war zone when you are a bomb, it will go away and you will lose all of your virus stacks. So what you want to do is, whether or not it's on your server or your war zone or a different war zone, it doesn't really matter which war zone you go to, but you want to stack up your virus stacks. And usually the easiest way to do that is to find a corruptor and go there with a group of people that are going to be working on becoming a bomb. And you'll just have some rallies where you send like a low level, like one hero squad to the corruptor to get 25 stacks, come back and do that a couple times. And then once you can actually become a bomb, and then you can heal each other once to make sure that you basically sit at 98 stacks. And the other way that you can get virus stacks is if one person, like say you're working with another alliance, so you can see like we have this alliance VQT. They are attacking our, this person in our alliance who has 98 stacks. And this is a way that you can get allies. So VQT is our ally. And this person, you can see they only have a one hero squad that's attacking this base. And you'll see once they attack the base, boom, they have 25, they get 25 stacks, and that will bring it back to their base and they'll gain 25 stacks. So this is another way, as long as one person, if you're working with another alliance, you can do it this way as well. So this is what you want to do. Basically get to 98 stacks or very close to what you need in order to become a bomb. Now what we'll do is, so again, we're coordinating. So I'm gonna swap over. So once everyone's ready, we're gonna kind of give the go ahead. This is one of our sister alliances. So I'm like, all right, let's go. And we got a bunch of people together and ready to help bomb some folks out. So I'm gonna go to this server. This is the server that we're targeting. So you can see we're trying to take this stronghold, this level 10 stronghold. All of these yellow bases are the alliance that currently holds the stronghold. They are surrounding it and they're garrisoning it to stop us from being able to get in there. And these white bases, these are our allies, VQT that I just showed you before. They were jumping in, as well as people from the that SNM2 alliance who is our sister alliance that's jumping in there. So you can see, I'm just going to skip here a little bit. So we're going to focus on this right side. So you can see that these are some of our friends coming in. These are people from our alliance. So you can see that VNS is already a bomb. So what you can do is once you are on the server, once you teleport to the server, where you want to become a bomb. There's a couple ways to become a bomb. One is that virus dish ability that I showed you before. As long as you have one person that has that ability and are close to max stacks, they can use it, become a bomb, and then they themselves will blow up and trigger the other folks around. So you can see that's really because you saw Billy just became a bomb right before that chat came up without doing anything, right? Like there was no squad that came in. So Billy used the virus dish to basically get to max stacks. The other way you can get to max stacks on the server you're on is sending a rally to a corruptor that is nearby, or the best way is if you have a sister alliance. So you can see right below there's a base with 95 stacks who is not in our alliance. So one of them, you could do the same way that I showed you before. You can send a one hero squad to attack that base to get 25 stacks, return back to yours, and become a bomb. So really, it's a lot easier if you either have the virus dish ability or if you have a friendly alliance that is coming along to help you. So let's just kind of watch this unfold a little bit. It's pretty fun. So you can see one of them just exploded, and this is another friend that came in, and this is gonna kind of set off a chain. And once a base explodes, they teleport away. And again, all these yellow names here, these are bases that we're trying to get out of here because we want to get in there in order to attack this stronghold. So obviously, if they were around and they were able to heal each other, it makes it so that this is hard to execute, right? Because all someone needs to do is heal them one time and the bomb will not explode. But it seems at this time, a bunch of them are AFK, but you can see like, it just like this chain just keeps happening and everything's exploding. And this is the last row of folks. And you can see now now that I see that the last row is clearing, I'm getting ready to port myself because now we're going to, basically take those spots near the mud in order to capture the stronghold. So here I'm just going to wait for these last couple bases. So boom, they explode. You can see there's no ash. Anyone can teleport there. And then this one. And the other thing this does too is if any of these bases were garrisoned in the stronghold, they get removed. So I immediately poured in. I don't care that this person below me is a bomb because I'm porting in with some other allies. And even though the bomb will hit me, I don't care. As long as I don't become a bomb, then that's all that matters. So, and you'll see that, my ally up here becomes a bomb. So I'm just immediately healing them to make sure they don't explode. And then, you can see that we're porting in now and getting ready to attack the stronghold. So the other thing too is, like I mentioned before, right? So here, we attacked the stronghold. We didn't actually get much resistance in this one. And you can see that some of us inadvertently put down the banners that don't actually do anything because there's no durability here. So yeah, we get a little bit of resistance from the alliance, but nothing major. And we're able to basically secure it in pretty quick time. I guess the other thing I forgot to mention earlier as well is when you initiate attack on a stronghold, you have 4 hours until the contest ends. So you basically have 4 hours for you to capture the actual stronghold. Cities are only 1 hour, so a little bit harder there. So I'm actually gonna go back a split second here and pause. So these dotted areas are the areas that we currently control. These non-dotted areas are the alliance that we're fighting right now, and then this pinkish red dotted area is our one of our friends, our friendly alliances. So we're attacking this one, And what's going to happen is these are all part of the same alliance. And at the same time, right when we're attacking this, our alliance friends are going to attack this one. So this is like something I was talking about when it's worth trying to coordinate to make it more difficult for people to be able to defend, right? Because if they're getting attacked on multiple fronts, then it makes it very difficult for them to be able to defend. They'll probably have to pick and choose ultimately. The other thing I want to mention in terms of the garrisoning, like when you're taking strongholds, and this applies for cities as well. The last person to enter the garrison is the first person that will get attacked. So generally, like if you're trying to save troops, you will want to really try to have your strongest people be the last ones to enter into the garrison, so that way they can stop others from progressing, right? Like I said, we didn't get much. What's the word I'm looking for? We didn't get much resistance, capturing this. You can see that some of them are attacking us, but we held, fairly easily. But that's not always the case. And when you are getting, like, you just need as many people surrounding the mud as you can. You need to be constantly sending troops, re-garrisoning, in the event that people are getting knocked off constantly. And it's just something you have to be vigilant. It's definitely hard. The bombing strategy is something that's good to do, like to knock people out. You can try to do it mid-fight, like certainly, but it's just hard, right? It's hard to execute. And if you do it, I would, you want to try to do it on multiple fronts, because again, all people need is one heal in order to stop the bomb from exploding. But if you keep doing it, obviously it creates some headaches there. The other thing I want to mention is, let me see if I can I think I have a, oh yeah, okay, right. So if you look at the way this alliance is set up here, right, normally when you are in your hive, right, you want to all be like super close together to have as many bases in one area as you can. But when you are trying to capture a stronghold or a city, ultimately your goal is to have the alliance that is attacking have as little room as possible, in order, so that they have the longest march possible to actually attack the city, right? So like, this level 28 out here is going to have a longer march than this level 30 that's closer to the mud. Now, if you spread your bases out like this to have like 2 tiles, like in between the bases around you, this takes up the most amount of space. So that you want to make it so that like, oh, it looks like in this empty space that a base could fit, but in reality, a base can't actually fit here, because these people are spread out just enough so that they take up as much room as possible, and they don't allow a base to go in between. So this is something that can be very useful, especially, right, you're not always going to have all 100 people in your alliance be able to attack and squeeze in there. So this is definitely something that I wanted to mention in terms of some strategy around there. So that's kind of all I wanted to go over. We were able to successfully take this without any problems there. So that's really all there is to it. Hopefully, this helps you out. The virus bombing stuff I always thought was pretty cool, and fun to watch and see get executed. So hopefully this helps you out in your season 1 adventures. Thanks for watching.